Yo, what's up guys, 11 Collects back again. Today I'm doing a review of the Venompool Build-A-Figure Wave Morbius Living Vampire. So yeah, here's the box. You know, I get that white packaging I've had for the entire Venompool Wave. Box looks pretty nice. You get that sort of black sludge at the bottom, looking cool. You get the Morbius, the Living Vampire logo. Nice in the box, a picture of Morbius on the side, read up on the back, and the rest of the wave. What I just want to mention is, the Morbius trailer, I just checked, came out in January 2020, and the movie's set for release in January 2022. See, Spider-Man No Way Home is set for release in December 2021, and the trailer came out in September 2021, I think, or August. I mean, why did the trailer come out so early? I mean, I guess it was delayed because of COVID, but still, they could have released it, you know, in the last few months, like we have done with other movies. But anyway, that's not the point. Let's just open this figure. So in terms of accessories for this figure, we don't get any, but we do just get the Build-A-Figure arm with the spare hand, like we saw with the other arm figure. So the packaging in the first look at this figure, I think it's, you know, I think it's not bad. It's definitely very vampire-esque, you know. Look at his head sculpt, very, you know, completely pale with the black eyes, and the paint on that actually looks perfect. So that is nice. We do seem to get some sort of darker effect around the eyes, if you can see that. It's like a grey sort of brushing. The mouth looks pretty nice as well. You get all the painted teeth and everything. Not too many paint issues with that. Hair looks pretty nice. It's very, you know, sort of straight back. As you can see, it sticks out quite a lot, which is, it's alright. I mean, I don't think it hinders the head movement too much. That's not that much of an issue. And we get this removable cape, which is quite interesting because it's very flat and it just sort of attaches, and then it's quite difficult to get in because of the angle, but it just sort of goes on, doesn't go over the shoulders or anything, which, I mean, it does look a little bit odd, I guess. I mean, it's not typical sort of cape you'd see, but it does mean that it doesn't hinder the mobility of the figure, which some capes tend to do when they come over the shoulders and everything. So that is nice. It is a bit loose, but you know, it's not too much of an issue. Peg hole on the back does leave room, so you can, if you wanted to attach any other effects, which is kind of nice. For example, this one, you know, if you wanted to hair dry that, put that in there. You probably also use the carnage effect. You know, I just thought interesting, and this, because they're, you know, from the same wave, and a few of these figures from this wave do have the peg hole, although that one kind of fits in. But yeah, a few of these figures in this wave do have the back accessories in the peg hole, as you can see. So it's quite interesting. I get they're not actually supposed to swap accessories, but you know, it's still kind of interesting. And yeah, like I said, that head is really nice. Already gone through that. Down to the body, we do get nice painted zips and buttons here and there. The black belt with the painted loops looks nice. On the back, and paint on the back, but it still looks great. We get this sort of really dark purple, I guess midnight purple would be, I guess, the colour. But yeah, that design all over, which is quite nice, like a bodysuit. Very sort of vampire aesthetics. And then we do get this sort of buckle around two buckles around the neck in black as well. The arms are pretty clean, nice looking. It's a comic figure and everything, not lots of detail. And then you get these sort of buckles around the wrists here, which do look quite nice. And then, not sure what that is actually. Seems there was a piece of plastic attached to it. Not sure whether that was from the hinge or something, but yeah, and that's quite odd. But yeah, anyway, the hands, you get that really pale skin colour. The paint's not too bad, as you can see, the sort of gloves, fingerless gloves he's wearing. There's no painted nails or anything, but it's not too bad. We don't get any changeable hands, which, you know, it's not the end of the world, but I mean, again, you only get these sort of open claw hands, so we don't get any fisted hands or anything, which would have been nice. Moving down to the legs, they're just, you know, pretty plain, just basic purple legs and everything. These calves on mine are slightly odd, as you can see. This one was loose. I'm not sure if it was this one or the other one, but it came out of the box. As you can see, it came out of the box literally half hanging off, and I had to sort of squish it back in, which is kind of annoying. It's probably just a one-time thing on my figure in particular. Anyway, the feet, we just get these sort of shiny purple boots. So yeah, the design of this figure is pretty nice, very, you know, classic vampire aesthetic. Not sure there's anything that's like super sets it apart as a Marvel character, but I guess that's what the character is supposed to be. I didn't talk about the cape. You get this sort of purple tattered cape, as you can see with the holes in it, which I do think looks quite nice and does sort of fit with the figure, with the lighter purple compared to the dark all over the rest of it. And I feel like it'd be more realistic if the back of the cape was the same sort of dark purple or black, and then you had the light purple on the inside. That seems to be more the sort of common thing that these sort of capes do. In terms of articulation, the head moves back that far, which is pretty decent. It could probably go back a little bit further if you didn't have the hair, obviously. Bends forward that far, you get the full 360 and the tiny bit of a head pivot there. Shoulders move up that far without any issues with cheering on the shoulder joints. You do get a bicep swivel, double jointed elbow. You get the wrist swivel, and then the hinge forward that far and backwards that far is the same on both hands, even though they are slightly different. As you can see, this one's slightly more closed and this one's very slightly more open, I believe. Yeah, just very slight differences. So down here we do get the waist swivel. Ab crunches forward that far, and backwards is a little bit hindered by the cape, but crunches backwards that far, which doesn't really matter because it doesn't crunch back that far anyway, so the cape isn't too much of an issue. With the arms, when they go back, they will hit the cape, but you can sort of move out the way and then get the arms back. And the legs, we get out that far, which isn't too far as we've seen with other figures, but it's not too bad. Kick forward that far, backwards that far. That's off at an angle. If you want it completely straight, it's back that far. You get the thigh swivel that is very stiff on mine. You get the double joint at the knee, the boot / calf swivel, feet hinge forward that far, back that far, and we do get the ankle pivot. So in terms of comparison, here is firstly next to the Retro Collection Spider-Man figure, and yeah, the scale well design, they fit well very together. He's a Spider-Man villain, obviously. And here he is next to the rest of the figures from this wave. We've got Carnage, Phage, Ghost Spider, and Miles Morales. These are obviously Venomized versions, even though they're not titled that. I think it is, slightly odd that they went with Morbius. They could have gone with another symbiote figure just to round out the wave, as a whole symbiote wave, because obviously the builder figure is venompool. But yeah, he's a decent figure to have. I don't have a Morbius in my collection so far, and I don't think they've released that many in terms of Hasbro, so yeah, it's a nice figure to have. Now let's get into the posing. Yeah, overall, there's things I don't like and don't like about this figure, as with all of them. But overall, as part of the wave, it's certainly one of the weaker ones, in my opinion, in the wave. Just because I'm, really sort of, more like the symbiote characters. I think they fit with the wave much better. He just sort of feels like, I get he does kind of fit with like the Spider-Man villain, the sort of dark theme. But I do think it would have been nice to get a symbiote instead. But yeah, as a Morbius figure, obviously, it's alright, it's pretty nice. But yeah, so in terms of out of the wave, there's just been so many nice figures in this wave. I think it is one of the weaker ones, as it is, it's just less sort of going on. It's just a vampire figure, in my opinion, obviously. But yeah, I do like it. It's nice to add a Morbius to the collection, as I don't have one currently. So yeah, I'm going to do in the Build-A-Figure Venompool wave in the next review. So stay tuned for that. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. By the way, I just want to mention, I'm not calling the character boring or the figure boring. I'm saying I do like it. I'm just saying, in terms of the symbiote wave, I think the other figures fit more with the Venompool Build-A-Figure wave and all that sort of stuff. But as a figure and as a vampire and as a character, I do like it.